The palace complex of the Count Tolstoy is located in the architectural conservation area of the city. The construction in this area began in the late 20s of the 19th century. The map of Odessa from 1826 doesn't indicate any buildings on this plot of land. The first buildings appeared after the construction of the stone bridge over Voyenная Balka in 1831. One of them was a two-building designed by Torricelli, which had been completed by November 1832. The project, designed by the architects Othon and Delacroix, involves a complete redesign of the interiors using much more luxurious style corresponding to the spirit of that time. The wrought iron porches and fences were added, and the outbuildings were built almost completely anew. The UNESCO World Heritage Committee has included the historic center of Odessa in the list of World Heritage in danger. On July 23, 2023, the Russian Federation forces launched a massive missile attack on the historic center of Odessa. It was a missile strike on a two-story residential building located in the immediate neighborhood of the surveyed object. The purpose of our work is to identify and record the damage of the load-bearing and enclosing structures of the Tolstoy Palace and give the recommendations for the emergency work for their safe operation. The name of Count Mikhail Mikhailovich Tolstoy, as the owner of the house of Sabaneev Bridge, was first mentioned on the pages of the Odessa Bulletin on June 9, 1871. In the 80s of the 19th century, Tolstoy ordered a project of an art gallery to the architects Fellner and Helmer. The plan was realized in 1899 under the supervision of the architect Scherwenbrand. The main facade is compositionally the most impressive. Its composition is strictly symmetrical, and its general appearance properly follows the traditions of the Palace of Garden architecture of the early 19th century. The architectural focus here is a spectacular semi-rotunda in the center of the facade plane, decorated with 6 3/4 Corinthian columns with the terrace, to which a stone semicircular staircase with a wraparound balcony on the first floor leads from the summer garden from both sides, the flooring of which rests on richly decorated stone consoles. The Walnut Hall, the largest and most spectacular room on the ground floor, is adjacent to the entrance hall on the same axis with the passage to the yard on the opposite side. Almost all of the room's decoration, including the strict plinth panels, massive door portals with the fascias decorated with a fine thread, and 2 authentic mirrors, have been perfectly preserved to these days. All the wooden decorative elements are made of walnut that gave the hall the name. The White Hall, which is the most imposing among the rooms of the house, was used for the various parties, dinners, and balls, during which there could be 12 dancing pairs at a time. The marble drawing room is the dining room of the Count's family. The marble living room is interesting for its English style, Cajun ceiling and red and beige walls decorated with the artificial marble. A comprehensive analysis of the structural solution and the related actual stress-strain state of the building, as well as the nature of the damages, indicate that the cause of the damage and destruction of the building structures, members and interiors of the examined object was a missile attack by the Russian Federation forces on July 23, 2023. Some parts of the structures and members are in emergency technical state. The purpose of our work is to identify and record the damage of the load-bearing and enclosing structures of the Tolstoy Palace to give the recommendations for the emergency work for their safe operation. The following damages in the structures, members, and details were documented. There were the damages of the plaster covering of the main facade, chips and destruction of the decorative elements, tearing off the covers, the parapet damage, the cracks in the window lintels, the cracks above the doorways, the fragmentary destruction of the finishing layers of the walls, the opening of the existing cracks in the attic level, the cracks in the wall masonry and partitions, the chips and cracks of the plaster layer and ceiling decoration of the basement ground floor, first floor, mezzanine. The wooden roof truss system was severely damaged. Some of the load-bearing spans, rafters, and wall plate were destroyed. The rafters, knees, and posts were dried out. There is weakening and destruction of the nodes. A significant number of load-bearing members have been strengthened with temporary posts and pads. Most of the windows have been broken. A significant number of windows, such as especially on the main facade, is severely damaged. The interior decoration was critically damaged, with delamination and chipping of the finishing layers of the walls and ceilings, deformation and destruction of the decorative elements and details, and the dust and fine particles on the ground and first floor rooms. There was a loss of exterior decoration, including a chip of the plaster layer of the main facade's outer wall, the damage of the main facade's decorative elements, the metal parapet covers and balustrade elements, and the staircase with the metal handrail from the walnut hall to the summer garden. To provide the normal operational suitability of the building, it is recommended to carry out a set of emergency repair, restoration, and renovation works. At the first stage, to preserve the architectural monument, it is necessary to perform emergency and urgent conservation work, and at the second stage, repair, restoration, and renovation work. To restore the damaged elements of the windows, to conserve the masonry walls on the main facade, to restore the structural integrity of external, longitudinal, and transverse walls at the attic level, to placing the spiral anchors on the cracks and sealing with the mortar, to restore the structural integrity of the exterior and transverse walls at the mezzanine level by placing the spiral anchors on the cracks and sealing with the mortar, to repair the wooden roof truss system with the replacement of the destroyed rafters trusses and the parts of the wall plate and strengthening of damaged rafters trusses and posts with the timber pads connected with the reinforced members by the bracing rods. After the victory, we will rebuild everything and invite friends to celebrate the opening of the rebuilt palace.